Marama Fox.
Thank you, Mr Speaker. E te mana whakawā, I rise tonight to support, yes, that's right, Mr Speaker, you heard me correctly, to support the SuperGold card bill. And that... Thank you. You might find that I'm often correct, something you may need to learn.
Order. I think the member advising me about needing to learn that is probably not the proper...
My apologies, Mr Speaker. The members of the New Zealand First Party might find that I'm often correct. Yes, it may be some surprise that I am supporting this, given the events that unfolded in question time today. But you need to understand, e te mana whakawā, that there is no festering turd of resentment here in the Māori Party. In fact, despite the baseless accusations against my co-leader, I'm happy to support Koro Winitana and his well-herded followers, and we will not be dissuaded from supporting this proposed legislation. Why? Because this legislation is aimed at alleviating the hardships that face our people. I do have a few concerns though, Mr Speaker. I wonder, given the aim of the bill to support the needs of our elderly folk, our most senior members of our country, whether there might be some conflict of interest from the member who is proposing the bill. But far be it from me...
Order. The member will resume a seat. There's two warnings now. That was an inappropriate comment and the member will withdraw it. The second warning is that the member is reading her speech and she must stop.
Fair call, Mr Speaker, I withdraw. And I will no longer read the speech, but I might refer to it every now and again. I do withdraw those comments about the member who's proposing the bill. There should be no aspersions cast that there is any feathering of mess here, or Zimmer frames. So,
right.
Mr
The member
Speaker,
will resume a seat again. In her withdrawal, she did more than say, I withdraw. She repeated the point. And while a member might find it funny, I think defiance of the Speaker when asked to withdraw is not something that leads to happiness for members. I have some experience.
Thank you, Mr Speaker. I'll try and keep it under control. So I do want to support the bill, though, in all seriousness, because it is aimed at alleviating the hardships of our people. And the people, our Māori people specifically, do suffer in this country from actually living 8 years less than, on average, than non-Māori. Now, that would be hard for New Zealand First to add into this, given that they don't appreciate race-based policies. However, it is a suggestion that I think should be taken up, that in fact, if Māori live 8 years less, then maybe the benefits of this legislation should be supported to take effect at 60, the way they used to be, and not 65 as it is now. Mr Speaker, we have moved into a time where it's more economy versus society. And if it is a fact of money that we are making this decision, we need to think again. We need to move away from the economy and back to the society. Our older people are well respected. If they weren't here to give us guidance and advice, we would be less worthy in this country of that. We would be failing to uphold the richness of their numerous years. Mr Speaker, I think that we would like to support the legislation to ensure that they live long and healthy lives, to improve the state of Māori. That is why we stand as the Māori Party to support this legislation. You will know, or perhaps you may not, Mr Speaker, but in the East Coast region, there is much disparity up in that area, but we get most of our support on the marae from our old people. And I know when I go up the coast and out to Wairarapa that those numbers are dwindling quickly, that there is great hardship on our older people, especially this time of year, and that only needs to be witnessed. You'd know that actually the members might understand that I'm speaking in support of it, and so them yelling out is not helping. So I would think, Mr Speaker, that if we concentrate on keeping our elderly people alive to offer that support to the marae and their communities, then we will be the richer for it in this country, and therefore we support this legislation. This bill.
Mr Speaker.